Hello, while recovering from a minor surgery, I have time to do things a job and kids have left none for, such as games. Unfortunately, as a miser, I have few options, but there are free games, betas, and unusually feature-complete demos. So I hop on to the potato PC I'm willing to spend money on, plug in the TV monitor, ready to spend zero money. While looking at a list of my forgotten hopes and dreams, I remember Dwarf Fortress, and look, a new update. Unfortunately, it's a siege update, and I have not successfully defended a dwarven fort from an attack, and now it's even harder. What a perfect game to start with. I was expecting an intro. First off, we need to create a world. Probably shouldn't make it too complicated. Takes a few minutes. This is Dwarf Fortress map and history. Fortress mode. No tutorial for me. We need clay. Soil, hopefully. A river. And sand. And definitely an aquifer. Find all the locations with green X's, and we just have to choose one of these locations. This looks like a good place. What's the shortcut keys for changing the embark size? Not that. Not that. Oh, the buttons. That's unusual. That looks perfect. Confirm that. Straight into it. Looks like we have a hill on one side. Dwarfs. Lots of trees. We shall immediately attack. And let it run. First thing to do is to dig down. As a 3D game, that's up, that's down. Looks like that is the aquifer. Definitely wanted. Let's see if we can dig around it or through it. That's sandy wall. This is clay wall. Dig a little bit over here. Probably start digging out room for workshops and stockpiles. And we can dig down over here. As long as I haven't decided to dig out too much up here. Most important thing to do is food. So go to constructions, workshops, farming, and farm plot. One of the most confusing buildings to build at the moment, but that's how it is, I suppose. Let's see. That's still damp, but we'll just see how it goes. When we go one lower, the dog is fighting. The giant otter is fighting. That seems fine. Nothing to worry there. So it's damp, but it looks like it's not actually producing any water. Strange. That's perfectly fine. Staircases seem a bit difficult to actually set. Right, stone, very important. Huh, there's water here. Must have missed it over there. Now we need workshops to hopefully keep our dwarfs alive. Most important one is the still. After all, dwarfs need their alcohol. And to keep that going, we need where is it? Workshops? Carpenter. See if we can actually build it this time. And we need barrels. Lots of barrels. More important, we need to set what to actually plant. Which will be mostly plum helmets, as dwarfs eat them and stay alive. That's up. We'll be dismantling the wagon as soon as possible. So everyone goes downstairs. It's down here. So there was water down here. There's a fix and involves smooth walls. So we need a zone, clay gathering, we need a workshop, I think it's kiln, okay, it looks like if we want to actually do something, it needs to happen quickly. Otherwise we're just going to end up with water. That might be too deep already, unfortunately, but it is a permanent water supply. So, go to a different location, staircase, down we go. However, we're going to wait for, well, no, we aren't. Staircase, we're going to have to reset the staircase. Unfortunately, every time the job is cancelled because of wet soil detected. So we can smooth these walls off because they're damp. These look like they're dry. At the bottom, instead of getting a pooling of water, we're gonna dig out our small reservoir for the soil. We're gonna dig out the soil and hopefully replace it with stone constructions from down here. See if we can build a furnace now. Furnace kiln. Yes, excellent. Need that. Dig out this. What do we have? No idea what that is. Surely that's not a problem. No idea what that is either. Coal, that's good actually. Nothing like pollution, coal pollution. We need to collect clay as a job. And we're going to make it infinite, as clay is an infinite resource. Excellent. So we go down and construct wall. Say continue with previous material. Corners first, as building can't be done diagonally. Then the middle sections, and hopefully that will stop the water flooding problem that we had with our other two dig sites. Just use the other locations as wells. After all, The still needs doesn't seem to want to brew drinks, which is unfortunate. Needs plants. Hopefully the farm plot will deliver. Create a stockpile. Select as food. Go down to food. What do we want? We want seeds. Press all. That's actually quite a big stockpile. So we can resize it. Need a new stockpile. Just for food. Food gets stored in barrels, which we will need a lot of. Also, bin is the non-food equivalent, and bed is one of a few things that can't be made out of stone. Looks like someone has been fishing, which is good. More food. But it also means we need to start producing more workshops. So we'll dig out a new workshop area for the fisher dwarfs. Down here we shall set up a stockpile for everything, so hopefully the wagon will get unloaded. Once the wagon is unloaded, we can set up a pasture for the animals that need to graze. Need pen pasture, there we go. Set up a nice size for that. Actually, where do I want it? Yes, in this empty space, hopefully. We will need to chop the trees down for more grass area, and so we can wall it in. Excellent. We add animals. Cats, dogs don't need to eat. Nanny goat probably does. A reindeer cow. Doesn't look like the peacock does, but we'll get rid of that into the pasture. The water buffalo and the baby llama and calf. Perhaps I should have set the animals I wanted at embark, unfortunately, as I would have liked chickens. Hopefully they'll start digging soon, as I need to sort those fished, what were they? Mussels. That's dwarven ale. Not sure what's in that barrel. More wine, excellent. That appears like the still is doing what it should do, unless that's the that is the drinks we came with. War mussels, yeah, they need to be processed and cooked. Everyone's busy sorting out the stockpile of everything. However, we can come down here and go to stone and say let's not move all the stones here. That might be good. And maybe, looking at it, might want to do that with the wood. Food, cloth gems, wood. Might want a separate stockpile for wood, as we chopped quite a lot of trees down and want to chop lots of trees down. Surely that can't go terribly wrong with the elven diplomacy. Check there's no water coming down here. Good. If this is the entrance stockpile, we want a different staircase for the rest of the fortress. And where to put it? See, go down here. And then make it look nice with a pillar in the middle. I have no idea what our miners are meant to be doing, but it looks like the wagon is emptying out a little bit. The wagon is made out of terracotta wood. That's 3 pieces of free wood. If you embark somewhere with no trees, still busy. We'll need some beds down for the dwarfs so they don't sleep on the floor. Okay, it looks like this is way bigger than it needs to be. Maybe even fit in another workshop. What do we need? A magma forge. We need to find magma at some point. Maybe a craft dwarf. It's always useful. Make that out of wood. Obviously we want to replace the wood with something more valuable stone or metal. Let's see, if we have shells, we will want to make shell crafts so we can sell them to a trade caravan, hopefully for an unending amount of shells. How many mining dwarfs do we have? Hopefully more than one. That seems to be a good start to the fortress. I've still got space up here for a workshop. So before I finish, I shall add a fishery. So that we can start sorting out those mussels. Seems we have enough plants. Prepare raw fish. Yeah, we don't want them to go rotten. Moose spleen. Why would we have that? Okay, that's enough for today.